We're going to go ahead and get started. Just a few housekeeping things. If you could silence your phone, or you can put on Do Not Disturb if you don't want to be disturbed with it, whichever you prefer. And also, I will have my phone a lot because I need to follow my notes because I will squirrel like no one's other. Okay, so I got my notes on my phone. But I'm just so excited today to share a little bit with you guys about Canva. I primarily use Canva for my businesses and then helping other small businesses. So today we're going to talk all about personal brand and the power of personal brand with Canva. I need to move this guy down just a little bit more because so we want to have a strong personal brand, stand out and stay consistent while making an impact with our business. And the way that we do that is with our branding. So a little bit about me before we get started. My husband and I have been together for 15 years. We have 3 children together. We are deep in sports and just love the outdoors. I've been working in marketing for about 8 years. I actually started off in network marketing. Has anybody ever been in network marketing? Okay, just a few. And so I started network marketing, just learning how to market myself because with network marketing, people are buying you, not your products. And then from there, I went to go work for a local chiropractor, doing all of his marketing. And so I'm pretty much self-taught. I do take pride in that because I'm very ambitious and willing to learn. And after a few years from there, I transitioned into a new position for a real estate agency. And with both of those jobs, of course, you're as a marketing director, you are responsible for all of their marketing needs. So that required me to learn all of the things from graphic design to billboards to TV commercials, radio interviews, presentations, and everything few and far between. And then after a little bit of working for the real estate agency, I really just had this deep desire to help more than one business. I wanted to serve small businesses and solopreneurs and help them with their marketing to help them grow their business and their brand. And so there I launched my virtual marketing assistant business. And I call it virtual marketing because I primarily work from home while I do meet in person with my clients quarterly, and meetings here and there, but primarily I work remotely from home while serving them. Let's see. I definitely have lots of experience with Canva and content creation and digital design. That we are living in the digital age, friends. And so if you don't have an online presence, you're probably leaving money on the table, okay? All right, so today I told you we're going to learn all about personal branding and how you can transform that, and how people connect with you and your business, and how Canva makes that easy for you to show up consistently and professionally. All right, so we are going to learn about why personal brand matters, what makes the personal brand, and how Canva simplifies your branding process and the essentials of a branding kit. And is there any Canva users here? Wow, okay, all right. Everyone's like, I just want to learn more. All right, let's do this, friends. I love that it is so cost effective. I was talking with Terry earlier that, for $15 a month for the Pro, you have access to so many different things, from graphic design to Reels and all of the AI and apps that are like within this little platform, if you will. And it just makes our job as marketing people, whether it's for your own business or, a company that you work for. It just really seamlessly makes things easy to have everything all in one place. All right, so I love this quote by Jeff Bezos. And your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. We're leaving a lasting impact. And so that first impression lasts a lifetime, not just as a person, but your company and your brand overall. So what is personal branding? So personal branding is essentially how people perceive you, how you present yourself or your business to the world, both online and offline. And it really, truly does matter. A strong brand helps build trust and credibility and customer loyalty. And it positions you as the authority, right? And it helps you stand out in a crowded market. I'm sure that we all have competitors in the industries that we're working with. And again, people aren't buying you or buying your products or your services necessarily. They're buying you and the transformation that you're offering them with your products or your services. So essentially, your brand is your reputation. And I don't know about you, but I want to have a good reputation, especially when I'm out in the community networking and doing all of the things, connecting with potential clients or customers. That brand, I really want to stand out and have a great reputation. So the power of consistency. Here's where things kind of can get off a little bit. And really, with the community, we're building that trust factor. And if we're inconsistent, it looks sloppy, if you ask me. And we can totally do better with these easy tools like Canva. And so when people see the same colors, and the same fonts and the same messaging and the brand voice and all of the various places, wherever your marketing is, whether that's online, print, or in person, you really want to stand out and have that recognition. For an instance, I'm missing a graphic up there. Oh, here we are. Starbucks. We all see Starbucks, Nike, and all these big companies. Their logo, their color schemes, their fonts generally never change for a long time, unless you're going through a rebrand, right? I was working with a local farmers market, a small town outside of Bloomington, last year, and I was helping them out with their marketing. And one of the things that stood out to me is every year they had a different logo. And I was just like, oh my goodness, that is so hard for people to recognize, first off, your brand and what you have to offer if you're changing every single year. So we want to stick with the same thing, and unless your brand in your business is going through an identity shift, which is totally okay. That needs to happen as we're evolving as individuals, and our businesses are evolving, services change, products change. You may feel compelled to do a rebrand. So we're going to talk about this amazing tool on Canva called a branding kit. Does anybody have a branding kit? All right. Okay. Nice. So a branding kit is a collection of your brand's key elements, including your logo, your color, your fonts, and your brand voice. So this ensures that everything you create looks and feels like your brand. And without a brand kit, it's easy to end up with like a mismatch colors and different fonts and inconsistent messaging, which just then confuses your audience. And then it just becomes like a hodgepodge, and we want to do better in that area. So I thought that it would be cool to go and kind of like do a quick demonstration and share with you guys my personal branding kit for my small business. And Canva and branding are like this perfect pair to work together. And again, we talked about these tools and how it helps the business owners without a design background, right? So like if you didn't go to school for marketing, like me, you may be a little confused or unsure of like what to do, and you're going to learn from your mistakes. So let's just give ourselves some grace where grace is due and do the best that we can. And over time, you're just going to learn trial by error. And you're just going to continue growing your brand and evolving over time. So let's see. With Canva, you get to store your branding kit and use pre-designed templates and customize everything with your brand, colors, your fonts, and it truly just makes things faster and easier. I currently serve a handful of clients, and so the first thing that I always do is get a branding kit set up for them when I'm working with them. And so we have our logos, and this is easy because it's just literally tap and go, right? And so depending on the different kind of styles of logos that you have, like colors, you see how I have one that's plain Jane, and then I have another one with a darker background. So depending on where I'm using that logo at, depends on like which one I want to use. And then you have your your color palette, which I love these color palettes. And if you don't already have a color palette, just think about what you're trying to perceive to your ideal audience and your ideal client. So, colors, there's a whole color theory, which I would love to talk about that, but we just don't have time. But does your colors feel warm and inviting? Does it really mirror what you're offering? And with that, then you can preset colors to your brand kit when you're creating content to just make things easier when you go into Canva to like look up templates to create them, as well as the different fonts and the different areas that ways that you're using your fonts. You may want, something a little more bold or a little more lighter. I love how the quote, is one because we want to share with people and inspire them and encourage them. And so we can do that through like sharing quotes and stuff like that. And then as far as like your brand voice, guys, I'm just going to plug ChatGPT in real quick. A shameless plug, like for real. If you are not using AI in your business, you're working too hard. I'm just going to throw it out there. And so you can go in and ask ChatGPT to help you create a brand voice if you do not already have one. So ask ChatGPT, hey, can you help me create a brand voice? Please ask me any questions that will help me create this brand voice. It's going to spit out a bunch of questions. You copy and paste those questions, answer them, copy and paste it right back into ChatGPT, and it's going to help you walk through. And of course, you can ask it to do more things, change things up a little bit, whatever starts suiting you. And then before you know it, you have a whole brand voice. And then you're asking ChatGPT to shrink it down to like 500 characters, I think, for your brand voice, and then copy and paste that 500 character into your brand voice, and bam, there you have your brand voice for all of the ways that you need to use it. Go ahead.
Would you recommend the brand voice if you're doing like more writing in Canva, or would you do that if you're using it for more design stuff?
I think both. And so if you're going in and creating content through Canva, you can prime Canva essentially to work for you. So you never know when you're going to bump into something that you really need your brand to stand out. So let me ask you a question. When you say you're going in to write in Canva, what do you mean by that?
For example, last night I took the advanced Canva class at Heartland, and she was saying how like you can do press releases and all those type of things in Canva, right? I'm not a stranger to ChatGPT, so I understand that. But I personally, for apartments, I use it to do like ads, displaying our apartments and whatnot that we're selling, not more so for the writing part. So I didn't know if invoice would help, like when I'm doing my, my ads, like if it would help kind of like edit the templates and things like that, or if it's more like if it's gonna help me write something that's gonna be on like a flyer.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It is gonna help you write those words out more.
Okay.
Yep, yep. So again, it's just like, I don't know, you could spend 5-10 minutes on ChatGPT and it'll spit something out. And then again, you can prime it for when you need it. That way you're not caught in a pickle. And then your branding photos, where you, a place for you to store those at. So that way you're not having to go into your files. And if you're like me, I work both from my phone and from my laptop and my tablet. And so again, just to have Canva be across all these different devices really makes it helpful for the mobile device and all the things to do it on the fly, because sometimes I want to make a quick post, but I need to have a graphic to go with it, especially if I'm out in the community and something strikes me and I want to share it. I want to create a quick graphic. And so sometimes you may want to throw like your personal branding photos on there. If you do not have branding photos, I highly, highly encourage it, because it helps you stand out as a professional in your business. And shameless plug again, Stephanie Mazanowski is really great and affordable with her branding, and she is super helpful, you guys. I've done 2 branding photo shoots with another photographer and then with Steph. And to compare them to, Steph was way more helpful because I'm not a girl's girl, okay? Like what you're seeing here is what my daughter taught me, if I can be completely honest with you. Like she taught me how to do my makeup. She's into makeup and fashion. And so like my hair, I'm just like throwing it up. Matter of fact, I called my sister last night on the whim and I was like, hey, so I have this presentation tomorrow. Can you do my hair? Because she's a hairstylist. And she's like, oh, I'm busy. And I'm like, crap. Okay, I guess we're just going up here. So, really helpful about where how you're presenting yourself. Like, your clothes are all straight. Your hair's like not wild. She's like helping you slick it back. Poses, because again, I've never really been into photos. Matter of fact, I like to hide behind the scenes. And so to have someone to help you pose for your photos for whatever your business offers is really super helpful.
Yeah.
No. I don't know what else to do because I know that. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. As well as graphics. So again, your photos are your branding photos. Your graphics, the difference between those are like pictures that you're using when you're creating content. And you can literally go into Canva when you're like creating a graphic, and down here, I think it's called Elements. And type in some keyword searches. Canva is really great about popping things up, but the more clear and concise you are, clear is kind, friends, it will spit out graphics, photos, icons, and things like that to go that you can just use in your own graphics if you don't already have them. So again, we want to use clear and concise things. And so you see how like all of my branding colors are like matching, right? So we have like this chair that's kind of like this color, this pinkish color, and lots of desk work because I'm working from a desk and all of the things. And so clear is kind. And then you have icons. And these are like little bitty fun things that you may use when you're creating content. So like if you want to share a graphic with like an idea, you have a light bulb, or if you're making an announcement, you're having these megaphones. And for me, I'm using social media a lot or different marketing platforms. And so, and marketing strategy and all the things, right? So I was working from my device, all the different ones. And so to have these already picked out all in one place in my branding kit just really helps that touch and play, tap and play when I'm creating content on the fly. It, doesn't take up too much time. Okay.
Maybe I have a question. So like the graphics, is that what you would use and like do a quote overlaying it? Or like, how do you use those differently than?
That's a great question. So yeah, those graphics can definitely be a background to something. So if you're sharing a quote, you can have that as like your background. You can even blur it out a little bit to make it look a little fuzzy and hazy, and then slap like, I didn't know if I was gonna have access to Canva, so I created a quick video on a little cell phone. So you see how this box is with the wording on it. So there is actually a graphic behind this. See the little blur at the top? And then you can slap a little color over top of it and then like have your quote on top of it. Just plug and play. And I also love these little stars and swivel things. It just really makes it fun and eye-catching for your audience. Does that help? Cool. Do you find yourself sharing quotes often? Something you want to get into?
I just need to keep embracing social media more and more.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I would rather crawl in the hole. If I'm honest.
That's content, right?
Yes.
That's your content and set and forget it, pick a day of the week or month, depending on how often you're batching content for that time. And then upload it, schedule it wherever if you're on social media, you can do that with Instagram and Facebook through the business suite and then plug and forget about it. But the algorithm doesn't, like they say, I follow an Instagram like CEO and he says that it doesn't really mess with things, but I know for a fact that social media likes you to be active in there. And so I wasn't planning on talking about this, but one of the things that the algorithm likes is like when you're interacting and on their platform for like 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I know it's a long time, before and after you're posting your content. So go in and engage, then post your content, and then go engage some more. And that is going to pick up the algorithm. The algorithm's like, oh, hey, you like me, so I'm going to put your stuff in front of more people. Okay. These algorithm gods, they're really picky. So the mistakes that you can avoid with this branding kit is like, again, we talked about the inconsistency, fonts and colors and not having a clear brand voice. And when you're using generic stuff, it really makes it, again, that trust factor tends to fall off and unmemorable branding. Your average Joe is not really going to worry about it, but if your audience is professionals, they are looking at your stuff and making their own mind up about it. Okay, they're judging you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They're judging you. I'm not judging you, friends. Maybe. I'm just like, oh, I can help you. So we really want to avoid those mistakes, and then having that brand kit really helps us avoid those mistakes. I should have had my clicker with me. All right, I'm gonna give away some chocolates. Who likes chocolates? Everybody likes chocolates. So out in the real world, we are inundated with branding. Okay, everywhere we're turning, businesses, people have their branding. Okay, and we are influenced by their brand. And if our brand is not clear and concise, we're missing out. Okay. So I went and I looked at 3 local places, businesses, organizations, where I feel like they're doing really great with their branding. So I thought we could go through and just see if you guys recognize them, and this will actually help us really determine as as the public if they're doing a great job. So whoever can spit it out the first will get the team. It was first. I don't know who was first. All right. And then the ladies who work for the second organization. All right, so the second one is.
Faith in action.
Right. And then the third one. Okay, see, they're doing great. Aren't they? They're doing wonderful.
Oh, that was him.
That was you. You guys know your stuff, so it was really hard. All right. So would you guys agree that they're doing well with their branding? Yeah, yeah. Could you learn from them?
Yep.
So go do that. It is okay to mimic other people, okay? You can go and look for businesses and organizations who are your competitors and see what they're doing great at or not so great at, and then improve your stuff based off of that. That is fine. All right, so we have some practical takeaways and action steps because I don't want you guys leaving here without a to-do list because then this would just be useless. So let's define your brand's key elements. If you haven't already, it's time to do this. Choosing your colors and your fonts and your messaging. Set up your branding kit through Canva, as well as applying your brand across all the platforms. So no matter where you're marketing at, let's get clear and concise on all of the things. Your website, your social media, any marketing materials that you have, let all of that reflect your brand identity. And if you have any questions or need someone to help you, I'm here. I can go ahead and help you create a whole branding kit through Canva if that's what you're needing help with. Because here's the deal. You all have jobs to do and you're very busy, and either A, you don't have time for it, B, you really just don't want to do it, or C, you don't have the knowledge to do it, and that's why I'm here. So thank you guys for joining me today. It's been fun. If you have any questions, you can stay afterwards and ask me, or you can reach out to me via email. Also, I would love to give a $25 Amazon gift card away. And the way that you can enter to do that, just take a quick picture, post it on social media, and tag me in it, and you will be entered to win a $25 Amazon gift card. As well as I want to give you guys something tangible to walk away with. And so if you feel like you need a quick audit, a little self-audit of your business and your brand, you can text audit to my phone number, 309-204-0216. And I'm going to send you over a mini audit worksheet so that you can get clear on where you need to start with your branding. Because clear is kind, and your brand is your identity, friends. Okay, all right.
What kind of picture are you looking for, a photo? And to tag you on Instagram or LinkedIn?
Yeah, it does not matter. You can take a picture of the presentation, you can take a picture of me, whatever you prefer, a selfie. Yeah, take a selfie, tag me, and yeah, you'll be entered to win. So, all right, we can open the door or the floor, not the door. I don't want you guys to leave yet for any questions that you might have.
Outside of everything you talked about, what's your favorite Canva feature?
My favorite Canva feature, I would have to say QR code, because in today's world, you are definitely wanting to put your QR code out there for just easy and accessible connection with people. I will say, if you're using it digitally, do not be one of those people who are throwing a QR code on a Facebook graphic, because people can't, zoom in and get it that way. But if it's print or something like that, a lot of my clients don't realize the power of a QR code, especially if they're like doing events and things like that, having a lot of people passing by. You need something quick for your audience to connect with you and follow you for that.
I don't think it's QR code.
Great question. Let me show you.
Yeah. I don't think you can track.
But then you got the dinosaur. Oh,
I do love the dinosaur.
he's game.
Yeah, when you don't have internet, you can play the dinosaur game, the space bar, and the dinosaur should right across the screen, and then you can hop over things. It's under 10 minutes.
Oh.
And you can go into all apps and it will pull up things for you, all of these AI things and little apps in Canva that are already there. But if you know what you're looking for, you can just throw in QR code. They have some that are just generic, and then some that can get your logo inside of them as well if you want to be a little more presentational. Does that help?
And are there cost to those or?
No, this QR code generator, these two I primarily use, there's no cost. So the why I like using Canva for QR codes, because a lot of the online generators either require you to pay for a membership. And if it's free, you don't, that fine line that it's only for a limited amount of time. And then all of a sudden you have all of these print materials that you spent your marketing money on, and then the link is broken. And nobody likes wasting money on marketing materials.
I see that hello Q art one. That's pretty. Artistic QR code images. So
Yeah.
that's really what that looks like, but it's gonna lead you to the website that you want it to.
So I have a few things in my brand kit,
Okay.
but I feel like I'm still stuck or something isn't working. Or it's usually operator error. So I have my font that I like, but then how do I just get it to use that font? I still end up copying and pasting, finding my font, like but I have it in my brand
Okay.
kit. Why isn't it? Not?
So let's go back in here. And so if you click, you're in your graphic, or if you find a template, let's do that. Let's go do a whole scenario. Okay. I hope if I can still. To go in and again, your keywords are going to be super helpful. So find the templates that you like, customize them. So once you're in something that you really like and you feel like you vibe with, you can go ahead over here to your brand section, click that. If you have more than one brand kit, there's this drop down button that will help you shift from different brand kits. So if I want to add a logo, that was what I was talking about earlier about that plug and play. I just click that. You can remove the background. Put it where you want it to go. As well as your colors.
Okay.
They have this little shuffle button if you just hover over your color palette, and it will shuffle through all of your brand colors for you to personalize it. As well as your fonts down here. If you click on the fonts that you want to change, and then click on your
And that's where I was messing up. Like I didn't know, and so I'm still like doing the copying, going to that, finding it. Okay.
try highlight.
I was gonna say, do you have to highlight it?
Yeah, sometimes I have to double click just to, yeah.
Making me feel a little better than.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So click on it and then go to fonts. And then scroll down and then it has your brand kit fonts right here.
So is the brand kit there and then when it hits edit, then we just add what our fonts are? Okay,
So once you set up your brand kit, it will automatically upload.
okay, so because I didn't know that was there.
Yep. Does that help?
A little bit. I guess I thought it was as simple as the colors and the logo. There's still a few more steps with the font. I just
Sure.
thought it- Okay, no, that's helpful.
You can all make a suggestion to Canva right now.
Yeah.
Canva has the Canva create thing in less than an hour. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else got anything for me?
Have you messed with the AI generator type thing for any reason?
Some I have. When I'm creating like graphics or logos with people who like little figures or something, yeah. Just go in there if you have time and play around. You know, check out all the different apps. Get comfortable with it, see what it can do for you, and go from there. Well, thanks for joining me. It's been fun. Let's see, did anyone take a picture and tag me? I don't want to go home with this picture. We can all use a little something, something. Amazon.
Even if it's supposed to on a page, or story, or does it matter?
Does not matter. Just tag me, right? That way I can see where.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave money on the table for you guys.
We don't want you to leave with it either.
I do not know how to end their business education thing. Well,
Put your thing back up real quick.
yes, I sure can. So you're gonna find me at your VMA, Vanda. Virtual marketing assistant, Vanda.
Does Facebook count too?
Absolutely, yeah. I primarily use Facebook and Instagram. Another quick tip is if you feel too stretched thin on all the different platforms, pick one. Pick one, and if you know where your audience is finding you, start there. That way you're not stretching yourself too thin when you're creating content and posting. And I love that brand suite or business suite, excuse me, business suite, because it will help you automatically post through both platforms. There's a lot of business tools through the business suite. Or you can connect your Instagram and your Facebook together and start with Instagram and connect them, and they will automatically post to your Facebook, but it won't automatically post from Facebook to Instagram. I hope one day they can get that fixed or put together because they're owned by the same company, same people.
Yeah.
Well, I just started business.
Really?
I do that all the time.
From Facebook to Instagram?
Well, it's through the business.
Through the business, you post to both.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like I can go to Instagram and post from Instagram
Oh.
and it will automatically post to Facebook. Yes. I was like, wait a second.
But you have to be careful in the business suite that your ratios are right, because I've posted stuff before, I'm like, dang it, won't go on Instagram with that.
Mhm. Yeah, the pixels.
Do you post directly from Canva ever? Do you use that?
I personally don't because I just personally worry about it not connecting well. And then I've done all of the front end work and hoping that it just does. So
The planner tool on Canva, and it does work, but if you wanna do like a Facebook and an Instagram at the same time, it won't let you post the same image or like content on the same day.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense, but unfortunate at the same time.
See, I tagged you and it didn't tag you, and this is why I.
Yeah, mine's not.
So in love with social media.
Doing the things
I think you're creating this negative relation.
Crystal,
Maybe I'm just not, so I was on Instagram and then I did the and then your VMA Amanda, right? But it's not,
So go to mention. Go to the mention tab.
oh, I'm not sure if I know what. Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to do a post.
Oh, yeah, is I not supposed to do a post?
So you're going to
It just takes more.
go back.
For BYP originally, I'm just no tags in. LinkedIn, great.
Yep.
Facebook.
Issues with LinkedIn. Whatever.
So you're sharing directly from here.
Yeah.
Go to your
Chamber
Instagram.
yesterday, and the chamber post. Like weirdly didn't show up for some reason, but like when I backed up enough, I could scroll.
Oh, and then attach it that way.
Yep.
Just literally
So that,
typing your.
plus button.
Follow dancers.
That's okay. Hit that plus button.
I didn't know Facebook has.
Continue.
Uh,
I usually just do limited.
Businesses can't tag.
And then it's usually the most recent one.
Mhm.
I think it was that.
So we just tag Manda Knight.
That's fine. That's fine.
And then hit next, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Have you never done it this way before?
I think I had to reinstall it.
Oh, then that'll do it. Okay. So then you can tag people.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
How do I search for you? So then just hit Manda or go.
Or VA or VMA.
I was giving,
You don't need to give it to me.
I almost didn't, and then my life got, or not weird.
Done.
Things.
Well, this was a lot more longer than I remember. And then just do my little caption.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much.
Huh?
So I got you on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I guess I should have done LinkedIn. I'm more on LinkedIn.
Are you?
I can do both, yeah.
I also tagged BNYP because, I
Oh, perfect.
already do BNYP post anyway, so.
Charlotte got me on LinkedIn too. I actually,
Cause you just.
haven't used LinkedIn much, so that's my challenge for the month of May is to get in there and do a little bit more in there.
In my opinion, the engagement is easier on LinkedIn because there are so many, like people that I don't know personally, but LinkedIn recommends things for me to see. Or when someone comments on something, like I see their comment and I get like notifications of those comments.
Sure.
So the overall engagement piece on LinkedIn for me seems more beneficial and easier, where Facebook and Instagram are so pay to play now, where LinkedIn feels way more organic than
And I think
what
like,
those two
I
platforms
feel like
used to.
LinkedIn's a lot more relative. Like
Yeah.
it's just showing, like it's showing people in your immediate.
Is it
area.
Danielle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was still. Oh,
You're good, you're good, you're good.
Oh, great.
Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You ladies are welcome to stay and chat with each other. If you have any one-on-one questions or anything.